Now the next topic I'm going to discuss needs a bit of introduction. And of course, this introduction I have given it in different ways, earlier from different angles. Today I'll be giving the introduction from a particular point of view, which will work out as an introduction to the future topic, what I'm going to discuss. Now the purpose of human life, the purpose of human life. It's a question which arises at one or the other point of time in our lives. Why am I here? What's the purpose of this? Is it just to eat, drink and sleep? To procreate? Or does it have any other purpose? Now this question arises in the mind of every human being, and people around the world have been tackling this question and trying to answer it in their own way. Fine. But how many are able to understand this rightly and get a clear-cut answer, a satisfying answer, a convincing answer? That itself is a big question. But wherever Vedic culture is prevalent, maybe in India or elsewhere, wherever Vedic culture is there, yes, they have got a very, very convincing, satisfying, logical, wise answer for this. What's the purpose of this life? In particular, the human life. The answer starts like this. Human beings, we are not this Sharira Indriya Manas. We are not this body. I am different from this body. This physical structure, what is there, is inert. Made up of the 5 elements. Or 108 elements, keeping in mind the modern science. Anyhow, the physical body is inert. It can neither act nor react unless acted upon by some external force. Newton's first law of motion. Law of inertia speaks about. A body in a state of rest or of continuous motion continues to be in a state of rest or of uniform motion unless acted upon by unequal external forces. Newton's first law of inertia. So the physical body and the whole materialistic world around us is governed by this Newton's first law of inertia. And we, when I say we, it's not this physical body, we are above this. Once I give the word what we had discussed earlier, it becomes very, very clear. This whole physical world, the physical body is Sat. I am not Sat, I am Sat Chit. So what is the Chit? That is awareness. That is consciousness. I exist, of course. At the same time, I am aware of my existence. But have I really known myself well? Now that's again a question. But one thing is certain, that I am not this body. I am not this body, I am not the sense organs, I am not this brain. I am totally different from this, and I am aware of my existence. Whereas inert things are not aware of their existence. Then what's the relationship between this body and mind? I'm different, but I'm in this body. I'm struck in this body. Then what is the relationship between the two? Now in the Vedic science, they make it very clear that this Sharira Indriya Manas is the tool for you. It's an apparatus for you, and you are the operator. Why this apparatus? Because the soul or the Satchit cannot act or react without the help of a tool, without the help of an apparatus. It needs it. Only when there is an apparatus, yes, it can function. It can do this, it can do that. It can hear, it can listen. It can talk, it can... But in the absence of such a tool, it is not inert, it is dormant. There's a lot of a difference between the word inert and dormant. If it is inert, it doesn't have the potential at all. But if it's dormant, it has the potential to act and react. But it's dependent on a tool. The tool is there, yes, it is active. If the tool is not there, it is dormant, not inert. It is not inert. So, this soul needs some tool, some apparatus. And the tool or the apparatus is the Sharira Indriya Manas. And the tool is inert. Apparatus is inert. Operator is dormant in the absence of the inert tool. So this is how they explain the relationship between the Sat and Satchit. The Satchit can see with the help of the tool in the body, that is the eyes. With the help of the eyes, it can see. If something is wrong with this tool, it cannot see at all. Or it's partly not functioning, then it sees, but not clearly. As long as the tool is clear and functioning properly, the soul can see. So the seer is not the eyes, the seer is the soul. Once the soul is out of this body, out of this structure, out of this apparatus, the eyes are there, the ears are there, the nose is there, every sense organ is very much there. But it cannot function. It cannot see, it cannot listen, it cannot hear, it cannot feel. Because the one who has to see, the one who has to feel is out. It's not there. So that's the relationship between the soul and the Sharira Indriya Manas. It's an apparatus and there's an operator. It uses this apparatus for its functioning, for its working. And one more thing I told earlier also, that this apparatus is exclusive for that Satchit, for that soul. It is exclusive for its own use. That's what we call it as Abhimani. It has got its own apparatus. It cannot function using the apparatus of others. I cannot see through your eyes. I have to say, I have to see through my own eyes. If I am hungry and if I want to eat, I have to eat through my own structure and my hunger will be quenched. If somebody eats, my hunger cannot be quenched. I cannot listen through someone's ears. It's their own. They can hear through their own ear. I cannot. Now this is how we have to understand the relationship between Sat and Satchit. That Satchit is called as Purusha, another name, Purusha. That is one who resides in this Sharira. Sharira is called as Pura, a shelter. So the one which resides in the shelter is called as Purusha. In colloquial Sanskrit, Purusha has been understood as male. No. That's okay, colloquial Sanskrit. But in Vedic language, Purusha means not male, but the soul, the Satchit. And that Satchit is beyond gender. It's neither male nor female. So Purusha doesn't mean male in the Vedic background, in the Vedic context. It means that which resides in the shelter, that which dwells in the shelter. That is the Satchit. Now this Satchit, when apparatus, that's a Sharira Indriya Manas, functions.
85 world war.
It can see, it can hear, it can smell, it can taste, it can touch. All these experiences you can have through this apparatus. Now what's the next step? What's the next step? Whatever experiences it gets through these sense organs are all processed. And for processing also we need another apparatus, that's the brain, that's the manas. Indriya plus manas both put together is Sharira. And within the Sharira we have got sense organs and the brain, the manas. And this manas or the brain gets all the impulses through these different apparatus, the parts of the apparatus, indriyas, the sense organs, and finally process them all. It processes. Now what will happen at the end of the process? At the end of the process, the gist of it, the core of it, is stored in the soul as an impression or an imprint. The details will be there in the brain, but the essence of it, the core of it, is as an impression, as an imprint on the soul. So the level of the soul, impression is there, details may be missing. At the level of brain, yes, the impression as well as the details are available. And sometimes even those details will be missing, and that we call as Alzheimer's. So even those details are missing. We forget everything. We forget who I am. We forget all the things. But the apparatus will be still functioning. And the control of the operator over the apparatus will be too minimum. It will be too minimum, and the impressions are not carried on to the soul. Knowingly. It will not be carried on to the soul knowingly. It happens automatically, and there is no control over it. But with control, after analysis, after processing at the level of the manas, the gist of it, the essence of it, the core of it, gets recorded on the soul. And this we call it as samskara. That's a technical word in the Vedas, samskara. Samskara is the ultimate impression on the soul. Samskara. This samskara will be responsible for all the future activities by the soul through the apparatus. And the samskara is carried on over different lives. This is not the first life. There is a link in a big chain of birth and death. And this samskara on the soul will be carried forward to the next birth and onwards. And what are all the impressions I have today on my soul has been brought forward from previous lives. Previous life, the one before that, the one before that. Impressions have fallen on this, whatever imprints have taken place on the soul from the previous births. today I am able to see them. And in addition to that, whatever impressions I get in this birth, yes, it will be carried on to the future births. Because the impressions that are there on the soul is different for different persons, we are all different today. They are not the same. I am the soul, you are the soul, fine. But the impressions on my soul and the impressions on your soul, they are different. So you are a different person, I am a different person. Different entity, I am a different entity. But we are all Satchit, that's okay. That entity is different. This entity is different. That is at a higher level, you are speaking in general. Now under that, there are different souls there. They differ from one another, and that is because of the difference in their samskaras. Now, these souls, Satchits, are all working for, are all striving for one common goal. That goal is common for all Satchits, whether they are in human form or whether they are in non-human form. All Satchits have got one common goal. Whether they are in human form or non-human form, whether they are with an apparatus or without an apparatus in a dormant state, still they all have one common goal. That is experience of bliss. All of us, without any exception, 100%, exhaustively, every one of us, we are searching for Ananda, that's bliss. 100%, 100%. Nobody is left out. All Satchits, we are after Ananda. Maybe the term what we use for that is different. But until we are closer to it, we are not happy. We are not comfortable. Whatever is given, until we reach that level of Ananda, we are not satisfied. Our search continues. In every part of the universe, in every part of the universe, every Satchit is after this search, and unless that experience is got, it is striving for it, never ends, it never stops. It will continue in that big chain of birth and death. I strive for that in that birth, okay, I don't get it, I strive for it in the coming birth, I don't get it, again striving in the next birth. It is an eternal search. But of course it has an end. It has an end. That means at one point of time I will be able to experience that Ananda. And that state when I am able to experience Ananda for a long period is what is called as salvation, is what is called as moksha. Then how do you know that such an Ananda is there, for which you are striving for? Because we have experienced that Ananda in a flash, temporarily. All of us have experienced it. That's why you know the taste of it and you are after it. And you know that is the highest enjoyment. That's the highest pleasing experience. I have had it. But whatever we have experienced now is in a flash. Just has come, touched us and gone. But anyhow, we know what it is. We know what it is. And we are after that experience, which is the highest. No experience can equal that. When I eat, yes, I am happy. I enjoy it. When I see something pleasing, yes, I enjoy it. But this experience of Ananda is superior to all of this. It's unique and wonderful. At one point of time or the other, we have all experienced it. So unless I get that experience, I'm not satisfied and I don't rest. I want that. My rest is only when I experience it for a long period without missing it, without a break, continuously. That is a state of moksha, that is the most of salvation. Mukti, whatever you call it. Nirvana, there are so many words for it. Now comes the next point. Now to attain that state of mukti or moksha, I have to deserve it. Is another condition. It's not free. It's not something which is given to me free or a plate. No, I have to work for it. I have to deserve myself to experience it. Is it always? It's a common rule what I observe. Whatever, if I want to experience and have it, I have to deserve it. I should be able to hold on to it and experience it. Enough to hold on to it, even though it comes to me, I cannot hold on to it and it just slips away. A simple and best example which I always give is, okay, I'm interested in eating sweets. Wonderful, yes. You get a lot of sweets, fine. But really, I should not have diabetes, simply. Not having diabetes is my deserving thing to eat a sweet. If I am diabetic, even though the sweet is given to me, I cannot eat it. If I eat, I'll be in trouble. Rather than enjoyment, rather than experience it's the sweet thing, I'll be experiencing disease. So if I want to eat sweets and enjoy it, I should be hale and healthy and should be able to digest it and I should have no diabetes. It's as simple as that. Bliss is okay, bliss is available, bliss is given, bliss is blessed, fine, excellent. But to experience it, I should deserve it. To experience for a long time, yes, I should work hard and see that I gear up myself to experience it for a long period. That's the part I have to play on my side. Unless I play this part on my side, even though the bliss is showered on me, I will not be able to experience it and hold on. So I have to be strong enough, I have to be capable enough to hold on to it. That's what we call it as deserving it. I have to deserve it. Now, it depends on the samskara, the imprints, which decide whether I am deserving or not. Imprints, I have given the introduction. Until these imprints or impressions are of a particular type or a particular nature, that deserving cannot be decided. The parameter to decide whether a person is deserving or not depends on the impressions and imprints on the soul. Now those impressions which help me to deserve and experience bliss, I call those impressions or samskaras as susamskara. Impressions that are helpful. Impressions that gear me up, make me deserving to experience that bliss. I call it as susamskara. Noble impressions. At the same time, there are so many other impressions which spoil me, which take away my capacity, my efficiency to experience bliss, and we call it as kusamskara. Kusamskara, bad impressions. So the impressions are divided into good and bad, depending upon either they are helpful in making me deserving to experience bliss, or which are not helpful but pull me down from experiencing this bliss. And all such or a bundle of, or a mixture of kusamskara and susamskara.
All right.
We are all a bundle of both. And this mixture we have been carrying on from many lives, and it continues for many lives that come in future. We are all a mixture of bad samskaras and good samskaras, bad impressions and good impressions. Next point. This mixture of bad and good impressions, it is not static, it is dynamic. It is dynamic. Particularly when we are with Sharira Indriya Manas. When we are with Sharira Indriya Manas, we'll be seeing, listening, hearing, doing so many activities. And all these activities will be contributing to this samskara, good or bad. They will be altering the mixture every moment of our life. So it's dynamic. The mixture is dynamic. It is in a fluid stage. It's not fixed. It's not solid. I listen something, yes, it adds to my good impression or bad impression. I listen something, it may be good or bad, it will add to it. So this mixture is volatile. So it will move up and down, something is coming, something is going, something is changing, something is getting altered. So it is continuously volatile and continuously changing. And this whole process comes to a temporary halt when I am out of this body, out of this Sharira Indriya Manas. That is called, we call it a dormant stage. In the dormant stage, it is temporarily halted. No impressions, no change, nothing. It is stationary for a short period.
ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸರಿಗೂ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ವಿಶೇಷ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ವೇದಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಅದನ್ನು ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
The impressions are continuously changing when we are with Sharira Indriya Manas. Whether Sharira Indriya Manas is not there, that's when it's in a dormant stage, all these impressions continue. But they are in a stationary condition. Now this is another point. Next. Now this continuous altering of the impressions, positive or negative, can happen under two conditions. One is controlled, another is uncontrolled. Of course, the changes will be happening. Whether the changes are controlled or not controlled, controllable or not controllable, is the next point. Here we have got a great division. One is the human life. Another one is life or a creature which is not human. So all this human life we call it as the karma yoni. That's the term they have given, karma yoni. And the other one is called as the bhoga yoni. It's a great divide. Karma yoni and bhoga yoni. Now, when we are in karma yoni or in human form, it is controllable. This happening of this continuous dynamic happening of the addition and deletion to good samskara and bad samskara and so many things, transformations, everything, they are all controllable only when we are in a human form. All other forms of life, they are not controllable. They happen without our control, they happen automatically. And of course, the cosmic laws. The opportunity to control the opportunity to monitor, opportunity to filter, opportunity to contribute, delete, add, everything. This whole thing is available only when we are in human form. Because this human structure, the apparatus is feasible for it, is suitable for it. Any other apparatus other than this human form is not fit for doing such jobs. It has got its own limitations. This human form, that is this human form which is understood as an apparatus, is so powerful that this apparatus can be used by the soul for the purpose of altering, changing, improvising its impressions. For doing it, it needs a tool, and that tool is this human form. So it's a great opportunity that we have got as human beings, that we can monitor, we can control, we can alter, improvise the impressions that we have, the imprints what we have, the samskaras what we have. That is a very great opportunity. If I miss this opportunity, my control is over. I have to just follow mechanically the laws of the nature, the laws of the God, the cosmic laws. But as a human being, I have got little freedom, wherein I can understand what are the impressions, what is good, what is bad, I can analyze, discriminate, and do something to alter, do something to improvise. It's a rare opportunity. Now the answer comes, that is the purpose of human life. That's the purpose of human life. That's a rare opportunity, and I'm blessed with the opportunity, blessed with this opportunity, and that's the purpose of human life. The purpose of human life is now monitoring the impressions, for a better result. What is that better result? To make it more strong and deserving to experience bliss. That's the ultimate purpose. The purpose of human life is to monitor, is to control what is happening, and ultimately make me deserving to experience bliss. And one more point to be understood very clearly, we experience bliss once we are deserving. The Sharira Indriya Manas is not required. It is required until I reach that level. Once I reach that level, I don't need the Sharira Indriya Manas, and directly I can experience it without distance. How do you understand it? We can experience bliss only when we are out of this birth and death cycle. Birth and death cycle. We overcome it. Until I reach that level, I have to work only this birth and death cycle. For a long period of time, I work through this birth and death cycle. That too, in particular, while I am in human form, and get out of this circle. So once I get out of this circle, without Sharira Indriya Manas, the soul will be able to experience bliss straight for a long period, and that is moksha. This is all Vedic science, which our great ancestors, the Rishis, the Rishika. Rishika is a feminine name for Rishi, feminine gender. Rishikas. They have discovered all these things. They have discovered all these science. And once you understand this whole system, yes, you'll be comfortable with this system. But they are not able to understand the system, they are in a state of confusion, in a state of delusion. And most of the time, we will be succumbing to the sensual pleasures. Okay. Because we are not sure what we are doing, we are not sure how these sense organs should be used. Now it's there. We have got so many distortions. because that confusion is there. Because that confusion is there, we are not sure what we have to do. We are subjected to the sensual pressures. And because of those sensual pressures, lot of unnatural, unhygienic, unhealthy practices will creep into our lives. But if you understand this whole scheme of birth and death, of the relationship between the operator and the apparatus, the ultimate goal of experiencing bliss, and the process of altering my own content of the samskaras, yes, we look at life from totally different angle. And the whole life and every step we take will be very, very clear for us. And the right step in the right direction will make us experience peace. Of course, ultimately experience of peace and bliss is there, but we'll be able to experience it closer and closer and closer. Now, all this have been discovered by our ancestors. Now, what is the process of understanding the mixture that is in us of the samskaras, the good and the bad, and how to identify them, and how to reduce the bad samskara, bad impressions, clear off, wash off, ward off the bad impressions, and enhance, to improvise, to have more of good samskaras, good impressions, now becomes the way of life that we have to lead as human beings. As human beings, how we can do this? Because it's controllable only when we are in human form. In other form, it's not possible. So it is available when opportunity is there, how we have to do it. So they have worked on this, they have discovered so many things, and finally, they have shortlisted what is to be done. They have shortlisted what is to be done. And that shortlist contains 16 steps. 16 steps. 1-6. And then they call it as Shodasha Samskara. Shodasha. In Sanskrit is very clear, it is 16, 1-6. Shodasha Samskara. Shortlist is 16 things. Very, very important. Very, very important. It's not that only 16 are enough. There are so many subsidiary samskaras also, which add on to this. But the milestones are these 16. The milestones, very clear steps, very clear phases, stages, whatever you call it. Yes, that has been shortlisted to 16. And all these 16 are directed towards the enhancement of good samskaras in a soul. Straight, that's the target. The target is the improvisation of the quality of the soul. So that's the quality of the soul, that is major good impressions. Makes it of a very high quality, and less of it makes it of a lower quality. 16. So I can just make a list of it. Garbhadhana samskara. Garbhadhana. Garbhadhana samskara. Next one is Pum Savana. Pum Savana. Pu Anuswara Savana. Pum Savana. Simantonnayana. 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 Simanta Unnayana. Simantonnayana. Jata Karma. Simantonnayana Jata Karma. Namakarana. Namakarana. Annaprashana. Annaprashana. Nishkramana. Mana. Chuda karma. Nishkramana. Chuda karma. Karnavedha. Karnavedha. Upanayana. Upanayana. Vedarambha samskara. Upanayana. Vedarambha samskara. Samavartana. Samavartana. Vivaha. Vivaha. Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha. Samnyasa. Sa anuswara nyasa. Samnyasa. That anuswara is very important. Samnyasa. Antyeshti. Antyeshti. Count them out. It has to be 16. Now, one or two general points about these 16 things. Say from Garbhadana to Karnavedha. That is prior to Upanayanam. All this is given in a very early stage of the life. Early stage of the life. Starting from Garbhadana to Karnavedha. All this happens within a very short span of 1 to 1.5 years. 1 to 1.5 years. Under that, Garbhadana, Pumsavana and Simantonayana, those samskaras are given prior to birth, pre-birth. Pre-birth, Jatakarma to Karnaveda, after birth, in the very early years of the life. Upanayana, Vedarambha Samskara and Samavartana, they are in the next phase of life. Say roughly from 8 years to 22 years. Upanayana, Vedarambha and Samavartana. Then Vivaha in the 20s. Vivaha in the 20s. Vanaprastha around 60. Sannyasa around 80.